Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gaganashadusham Tattvamasyarilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Dham Namami. Nityanandam. Hi, this is Manitya Ovyananda. So I've been talking a lot lately about temples. But one thing I wanted to share with you is how the gurus and avatars of India, of the Hinduism, how they continue to happen in India. The reason is the prana pratishta. I brought that up in some earlier video recently. But there's something very important that we're missing here that I didn't make so clear, and I'd like to do now. See, without those avatars, and of course, when is the last avatar from Swamiji? Was Krishna. But the enlightened beings, the great masters, the gurus, those gurus energize the deities through the process of prana pratishta, as I said. See, their energy is not normal like us. We're not yet in that space where we can hold that energy. When we do things, we kind of exhaust that energy, and it has to be rebuilt and reawakened, the kundalini energy. That's why we do the yoga and the different rituals and things to keep moving that energy, keep awakening that energy. Because she's not fully awakened, permanently alive and up, until we're enlightened, until we're in that space. But the avatar's energy, it cannot be exhausted because the source energy is inside. Like Swamiji, the avatar of Sadashivatva, he is the embodiment of Sadashiva. That energy from the source cannot be exhausted because it's inside his form. So he can go on energies and things, and it won't be depleted. So that is why those beings are there. Their bodies are created for the reason to make that true expression and transmission of energy happen. See, the deities themselves, happen because of the avatars. They can do their work for us. They come and they do their work and install the deities and do the prana pratishta. Because then, when they go, that energy is still there. When they leave the body, that energy is still there for thousands of years. That's why it's so important. So the thing is that they look like human beings. Because we can connect to that. I was talking about the formless energy. How else do we connect it except with the deities? They're living, actually, anyway, like human beings. They're just maybe not going to get up and walk around, at least that some people can see. I know people who can see other things. And I told you my experience about how I saw the deities open their eyes in the Los Angeles Nityanandeshwara Sadashiva temple. And I know people that can see the energy surrounding the deities. I know people who've seen the deities move and other such events. So that can happen. But on a daily basis, the normal Joe Blow, so to speak, is not going to necessarily see all that. But they can see that deity living there. And we can offer that puja, that abhisheka, which is the sacred bath, conduct marriages of the deities. So it's not worshipping, Hindus don't just worship some stone or metal. We're worshipping through that stone, worshipping the cosmic energy that exists beyond. And that stone encapsulates that energy of the deities. The wedding of Meenakshi and Sadashiva happens every year. Every year that is celebrated, and we also celebrate it in our Adina. That divine marriage and that whole event that happened, that whole historical event that happened between them, the time when Meenakshi walked the planet Earth in her amazing form, celebrating her life and worshiping and paying that respect to her for being there at that time, giving us what she needed to at that time, and still living on and living on in her deity. So by worshiping that, we can remember the things that she gave, her life and her energy that still exists. It's only she left maybe that form here, but her energy still exists for us to connect to her there from whatever plane she's operating from now. We can still connect to her, but her life here, we're able to worship her and connect to her in that way because that's how we understand her. So by reenacting, many couples, there's like, I don't know, hundreds of, maybe even thousands of couples that get married on a special day at Madre Adina to honor that wedding ceremony. So that's the way people connect, and it's a very auspicious day for them to get married, for people to get married on that day. So the whole life of a Hindu revolves around the temple and connecting to that energy. So there's so many brahmotsavams and celebrations that happen, and we're celebrating with the deity. We're celebrating that life with them, that energy that they represent, that form of the divine that they're manifesting. So, and it's amazing. It's such a beautiful process. I get to connect with them. So many different festivals happen. When the deity is that way that we connect to that energy. There's a spot in us, a place in us, that devotion that's alive and develops between us and the deities or with our guru. So that spot, that bhava samadhi, getting into that place. Every morning we do puja because continuously getting into that space, that oneness space. Because that oneness space is the key for us to stay in that state, that enlightenment state, where everything falls away and we realize we are one with the divine. So all of these rituals and things we do ultimately are pushing us closer and closer to that space, that place, interacting with the deities. And they interact with us. They're living beings. That's what I'm also trying to hit home, and I don't think I'm quite getting there. I've given some of my experiences. I've had other beautiful experiences. And there's many different examples, like Ganesha. He drinks the milk, and even Swamiji's own experience with his own Ganesha as a boy eating the food that he put. And then the Mahakaleshwara temple in Ujjain, that form of Kalabhara, he drinks the alcohol. For some reason, the alcohol, you can physically see him drink it. People will put it there. And you can look up and down and around him. There's nothing there. There's no like secret trap door where people are pouring it or something. It's he's drinking it actually. So people are offering that to him. And he's accepting it from so many people. Such a powerful process. And then Krishna himself. They talk about his deity. How his entire body will move in order to give a darshan to a sincere devotee. And Devi reduces her height, so she'll fit through the wooden door when priests take her out of the Garbha Mandir. And Devi Meenakshi and Madurai, you can hear those anklets. People have heard the anklets of her when they've been there. So she's there. She's still there living, but she's just maybe not in a physical body, walking around 9 feet tall. She's like 8 or 9 feet tall, Swamiji was saying. But she's still there for us to connect to, and physically in some way. We connect to her deity, and her essence and her presence is there. And people can see her. Maybe just not everybody. But there are people that can see her or smell her fragrance, her signature fragrance of jasmine flowers. So connecting with the divine, and they're here for us also. They're wanting to connect to us. So keeping their presence with us, respecting them, giving them our love and devotion. That's why all the rituals and the things in the temple. Because we want to give our best to the deities. What else is there really in life, other than that? We make money and do frivolous things, but what if we can give something to the deity? And then what do people know? But they know gold, silver, jewels, flowers. They know that those things are beautiful. And for them, those are the best things in life, the best physical things. So that's why it's tradition to give those things to the deity, offer those things like ghee and milk. Those are the best things and the staple and central theme of people's cooking or life materialistically. So they want to offer us with the vastram, the clothing, the best, shiniest, most beautiful silks and fabrics. That thing, when they offer that, we even have devotees come for our deities, and they'll bring brand new, colorful saris and beautiful fabrics. and they'll put them here at Swamiji's feet, and they'll do the offering of the arti and all the rituals. But their being is so fulfilled, they felt like they can give something to Swamiji or to the deity. And then when we dress up the deity in those clothings that they gave, wow, it's just such a connection they have and such a feeling, that devotion, that feeling in the heart, that melting. It's so important for people to connect to that. I mean, what is society when you can connect in such a deep level, in such a loving way, with an energy, with a living being? It's such a peaceful place. There's nothing about destroying or hurting or going and conquering anything. There's only that worship. I mean, that's all people really want to do, is get in that space and connect with that energy. So I cannot understand why people are continuously trying to destroy it. And I know that sometimes people try to do it so they can loot the place, which they've done many beautiful temples, such beautiful ancient jewelry worn by the deities, and through the centuries, destroyed or taken or stolen. It's sick. All that should be returned back, whatever's around. And I know in many British museums sits the amazing artwork and pieces of the deities here in India. And I urge them to return those pieces to the proper temples when they're being run by the proper communities, so they can take care of it. But anyway, I believe very strongly that it would definitely fulfill your life and add a lot of color to your life to go to some temples and see the deities and see how things are done, and the beautiful space of worship and opening up the heart that happens, and opening up the being to that divine energy. So thanks again for watching. Please, I implore you, help keep your temples running properly. Support your local temples. Keep it running under the people, under that community, and keep this beautiful tradition alive. Thanks again for watching. With